Even the people who defend Colin Kaepernick are starting to wonder what in the world has happened to this dude's brain. It is totally broken. I've seen a few of the clips from his Netflix special. We talked about Colin saying that the NFL Combine was the modern day equivalent of slavery. This is an organized, written documentary with a script. This is not like some college lecture where people are just talking off the cuff and sitting around coming up with Mad Libs Racism Edition. It's a written analysis where Colin Kaepernick tried to argue that NFL Combine performances was the modern day equivalent of slavery. That's despite the fact that it's an incredible honor to get invited to the Combine, and that white, black, Asian, and Hispanic athletes would absolutely crawl all over themselves to go to the Combine because it gives you an opportunity to make millions of dollars playing football, something that almost no one can make in their 20s, no matter what their profession is. So Kaepernick now has come after Steve Urkel and Carlton Banks from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Now, these are my wheelhouse shows. I was a kid growing up in the early 90s. I imagine that a lot of you have watched The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air at some point, as well as Family Matters, okay? And so what's really interesting about this is the arguments are insane. Colin Kaepernick argues, and this is a direct quote, that both Urkel and Carlton are acceptable Negroes that only white people like. And first of all, this is a totally made up, ridiculous argument, because I can tell you, as a kid who went to a multiracial high school, Nashville Public Schools, everybody loved white, black, Asian, and Hispanic, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Everybody loved white, black, Asian, and Hispanic, Family Matters. Everybody loved Carlton. Everybody loved Urkel. And in particular, Will Smith was the star of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Carlton was his foil. That was his opposite. And they wanted to cover a wide variety of the spectrum of black life. And so they had a nerd. They had a conservative, awkward dancing Carlton. These people are real. They are obviously sitcom characters. But the idea that in some way Colin Kaepernick is going after Steve Urkel and Carlton over Family Matters and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, again, on a television show, this is a written critique. And even people who are defending Colin Kaepernick are looking around like, man, you are an imbecile. And anyone at this point who defended Colin Kaepernick has to feel like they were used, because this guy is a scam artist. Never before has any athlete that I'm aware of made tens of millions of dollars by lying and coming up with all sorts of stupid, ridiculous arguments that have no basis in reality. It's shameful that Netflix and Nike, among other corporations, Disney, have spent millions and millions of dollars in support of Colin Kaepernick, because what he is doing is destroying things that unite us, white, black, Asian, and Hispanic. He should be ashamed of himself.